It seems like we'll live in a completely different world from the last time I made a video. We had the murder of Iryna, Charlie. It was a little overwhelming. But specifically with the murder of Iryna, I want to draw some parallels. Situational awareness, how that transfers to the world of our own privacy and protection. And as sad as that is, I feel like it's very important to address this issue so that we don't fall victim. This one particularly hits home. Half of my family is from Ukraine, and in our family chat, everybody was aware of it at the point that I wrote this message, but I pretty much told them, in the light of Iryna Zorutska's awful death, there are some lessons that we can learn here and draw some parallels to our own lives. Now, for those who haven't watched the video, I'll show some of it here. I will not show the full thing in this video. It doesn't even show it, and I do not even recommend that you see the video of this demon manifesting himself for the safety of our own mental state, not to have any trauma. But I think it's very important to just quickly observe about how the situation could have even been avoided. No. Oh, how could you see such a saint? Yes, she's innocent. Yes, she did not deserve this. But yet at the same time, I think it's important to note some few behavioral things that I believe could have prevented this thing from even happening. So let's turn on the video. And after that, I'll make some parallels to the world of privacy. Because in the back of my mind, I kept on thinking about how does this relate in the digital landscape of things. What is this? I wrote Iryna Zorutska's strain exposing something disturbing. We'll check that out later. The sound will be off over here. There she goes. Iryna walks in, phone in her hand. She sits down, looks at her phone. Okay, looks at the crowd in front of her, like there are some people standing there, sitting there. Looks back on her phone. Looks at the crowd one more time. A little bit, like 3-4 seconds. Okay, five seconds worth of crowd looking, and she's on her phone. Okay, that's as much as situational awareness scan that she had. Now we see the dude getting up and he goes at it. Here's the crowd. Some people standing, some people sitting, another people on the phone, more people sitting. But anyway, what we know from this is that this whole time, homegirl is just sitting on her phone and doing her thing. I don't know if it was important or not, but was it really worth it? One thing I've learned about my own interaction with technology after I switched to privacy phones is that I got rid of a lot of the social media apps, kind of starved myself of this social media hunger, starved myself of continual source of information, because on the privacy phone, if you install those apps, in many ways, that what's the point of even having a privacy phone if you install those apps and you are in one way or another being tracked. And one thing I noticed is in my own life, I did not have the need to always be on my phone because, privacy phone was just not the best platform for that. So if there's anything that I would recommend about getting a privacy phone is get it, because you will starve yourself from the social media addiction or a constant information flow addiction that you get through a lot of the social media apps. But with that aside, let's get to the situation. Well, I used to ride the Bay Area Regional Transit System known as BART, and man, I've seen some crazy weirdos on there doing stupid things. Some of the stuff was just comical. One time I saw a dude just like making love and singing and kissing his money stash. I mean, dude, this dude was at a whole nother level. Totally not normal. And then as soon as the station came up, he wrapped it up in like a paper bag and, okay, dude, I'm out. I'll see some weird stuff. Luckily, like I've never was in any of those trains, mob robberies, like some people got caught up there. But yeah, one thing that I always remembered, especially if this was late at night after I got out of school and going back to the other side of the bay that I used to live at, I always like to see the whole picture. A lot of military people are like that. As soon as they get into a location. As soon as they sit down somewhere in an open area, they like to have a wall to their back. It's part of a safety, and observe everything that's happening in front of them. Unfortunately, that was not Iryna's case, but as soon as we saw her walk in, she was on her phone. Even though she looked up and around for like 5-6 seconds total, the situational awareness was not at 100%. So one thing we can definitely learn from it in our own life for our own personal safety is be aware of our surroundings, is to be present, not be on your phone, because it's very easy to just like sit down, you're waiting for somebody in the car, you know, dudes can be rolling up on you in an instant and all of a sudden you're being thrown out of the car. You can be in a public area, in a line somewhere or whatever, in a bank ATM, in this case such as the train. I mean, it would have been very good to just sit down, just observe the situation, not assume safety, and just be more aware before the whole train got rolling. And because I guess in this case her situational awareness was not at 100%, her attention was divided. I mean, that split second might have. Did she have earphones on? Yeah. Homegirl has earphones on. Apple AirPods. Don't use Apple products. Yeah, she was doing her thing with earphones on. Then, in this case, situational awareness a quarter, because her ears were not being utilized. So if she was able to just sit there and quiet and observe the whole situation, and she could have probably reacted with her ears to hear something sketchy was about to happen. Just totally assessing the situation around you, being aware of it, that split second might help you when some demons straight up start manifesting themselves around you for you to react very quick. This girl proves my point. Check this out what she says.
Well, I think that just as long as you be aware of all your surroundings, as in sit in the back or sit in the front and open your eyes, you'll be safe on the train. I ride it every day. It's a great experience. Just make sure you be aware of all your surroundings again.
Amen.
So just a second ago, I got to interview somebody who rides the train pretty much every single day and pray for them, and they were very, very thankful for that.
Another thing is like just use your discernment. And number two, use this discernment. I think even our natural gut feelings right away could be a very good mechanism to avoid a possible situation.
And you see everyone for who they are and just stay safe.
Could have went to the other side of the train. She went to that side of the train. Find places of safety would be my next thing. Look for someone that's not threatening. Be next to someone that's not threatening. Judge that whether you are safe in one area or another, in one position or another position. In general, I would also say avoid traveling alone. Even back in my own days, living back in the Bay Area, like I used to love it. Getting off school, there were some classmates that also lived on the other side of the bay, so we would just roll together. I mean, roll with the crew together. If anything happens, at least we're next to each other. We get each other's back. At times when I did travel alone, like I try to not have my laptop, not have my phone out, just because it was just like dudes can roll up, bounce, take your phone, get off the train, and that's it. You're done. You're phoneless, computerless, or whatever. I usually read some school textbooks and stuff, something that's of non-value to an idiot anyway. And point number 5 is to learn some self-defense. I mean, take some jiu-jitsu classes or some sort of a self-defense classes, and after some repetitive exercises, I mean, you can develop enough muscle memory to get yourself out of a tough physical situations. In this case, like, knife came down on her. I don't know what could have been done. With that in mind, I just kind of told my family, let's be aware when we are up and about and not so easily just tune ourselves out 3/4 of the way out of this world, but definitely keep ourselves protected.
It seems like a lot of the people that they have to be concerned with are people with mental disabilities. The person that was bothering her seemed to have some sort of mental issue or maybe high on drugs. I do want to add that my boy on the last train that we were on, some dude sat next to him.
He was talking to himself and he touched my pants, like the side of my leg. So there's a big crisis with mental health in this city for sure.
Hey, did you see the guy there was a guy, and I'm trying not to film people, but there was a guy sitting right next to me, and he was kind of like going like this with his face, and like his head was shaking. I don't know if he was on drugs or something, but it was a young guy. There goes Iryna Zorutska's memorial right over there.
So with that said, like, I kept on thinking about privacy, how this relates to the world of digital threats, online cybersecurity, hacking, and scamming. And I kind of drew some 5 parallels to the up 5 points above of the physical threats. In the world of privacy, number one, be aware of big tech privacy practices. Again, situational awareness is very important. It may seem that big tech companies have all these privacy measures in place, but be skeptical and don't rely on big tech companies to handle your privacy for you, and do it well. We've seen many cases where there was a failure of that. And with these big tech companies, a lot of their income is generated of advertising. Advertising partners partner with a big tech company. More advertising partners are partnering with those advertiser partners of the big tech company, and the web and the tree of information access just spreads like wildfire. One of them could get hacked, and more companies that have access to your data, there's more likeliness that they can get hacked, and there's more likeliness that you can be scammed as a result of that hack. Another thing, another parallel is, okay, girl gets on a train, other people on the train, they're cool, I guess I'm cool too. In the privacy world, it's also very safe to assume, well, other people are using this app, I guess it's cool, I'm cool, like, what do I need to worry about? And in many ways, I feel like it is not so, because apps can be exploited. There are loopholes where scammers, they use apps with safety parameters in place, and they still are able to get to people using those apps and exploit them, hurt them, damage them, do a lot of harm. With that said, in the privacy world, if the app is safe or not, use your discernment. Have a good app awareness, understanding the app's loopholes and how even legit platforms could be abused by scammers and data breaches. And knowing this, it helps you decide if you want to use an app or not. If you want to find out which apps have more vulnerabilities in comparison to others, you can go to your Aurora App Store. We can open up various apps to see what permissions they give to the ad developer. Let's go to this app, BandLab, Music Making Studio. Okay, let's scroll down and see permissions. Okay, these are all your phone permissions that you give to the app developer. Now let's go back to like a very extreme case, one company that is very well known for having lots of trackers. Okay, the first one was 26. Let's go to Facebook. Facebook Lite. Now let's go to like the Facebook full. Let's search for it. Facebook. Okay. Facebook. Now let's scroll down for Facebook, and we see that Facebook has 95 permissions. Okay, 26 permissions, 95 permissions, and these are all the stuff that Facebook has access to. It is a huge list. Again, you can find us via the Aurora store that allows you to download everything that's on Google Play Store, and you don't have to sign in. So with that said, a good tip I usually tell people is that if you have a web version of the same app or platform that you can use via your mobile phone on your web browser, why even get the app in the first place? Yes, sometimes the features are a little bit limited on your web version in comparison to the app, but I found myself being totally okay of using the web version, and it does not make a huge difference for me. There are some cases where the mobile websites are limited, but I'll show you this example as well. When you go to a web browser, you can also click see the desktop version of the site, and then it unlocks the desktop version of the site, fully functionable. I often trigger the desktop version of the site when I'm using Facebook with my fake Facebook name so I can use the Facebook Marketplace. But when you start contacting somebody on Facebook Marketplace, you need the Facebook Messenger app. I don't want to get a Facebook Messenger app. It's just another app to track you, and it's annoying. So what I do is just I click the desktop site, and I use Facebook just like I would use on my own desktop computer, and there's the messenger there that I can interact with the people I'm buying stuff from or selling stuff to, And yeah, I might not get a notification, but you plan the stuff ahead of time, keep your phone by, check your messages. It works completely fine. So with that said, the third parallel that I want to mention is, just as it is your responsibility to find places of safety, it is your responsibility to find safe tech platforms to use. Just take control of your data into your hands, just as you would need to take control of your safety into your hands. Because in this example, a lot of bystanders were there and they did not help. So it is your responsibility to do anything you can to take control into your hands. In the world of privacy, in the world of online surveillance, and all of this craziness that happens, don't use big tech services. If you can't opt out of big tech services, take your data back up your data, save it somewhere. A lot of that data that you have on big tech platforms gets used to profile us, gets used to train their AI algorithms, their databases, and that is all being done with your data, even without your consent. Instead of using the big tech drive platforms, you can use an encrypted drive and an encrypted emails. And one company that I always promote is Proton. They do an amazing job doing amazing stuff. Private email, private drive that for me works better than Google Drive ever did. I really enjoy it, and they have more products coming out almost yearly at this point. So if you want to host stuff locally in your home network, I personally use Synology. Check out Synology, an amazing platform that you can host your own home local server. And if not Synology, another alternative is Nextcloud. I've used it for a little bit, but it just was a little bit too complex of a setup for me that I haven't not really dove into to try to learn in and out and through that I can actually teach people how to do it. Fourth parallel, just like I said, avoid traveling alone, or try not to do it, avoid sketchy places. I mean, don't go to Walmart at night if you're alone. Especially a woman, like it's a sketchy place to be. In a digital landscape, when traveling, avoid using public Wi-Fi networks, because that opens up the gate for your personal data to be compromised on a public Wi-Fi network. So anywhere I go using a public Wi-Fi, I always use a VPN on my phone, computer, tablet. So what I would say, use a VPN if you can. Proton has an amazing VPN product, and my shameless plug for them. Yes, if you want any of the Proton stuff, look at the link below. They caught wind of my videos and just offered, hey, if you're promoting our product anyway, you might as well get some pennies paid for it. Sure thing, sure, send me the link. So I provide those affiliate links down below. If you want to, that would be super cool. I hope that you find those products as useful as I found them to be, that I want to even promote them for free without even getting paid, if that's what it took. And the fifth parallel that I said, in physical environments, if you had some self-defense education, then your muscle memory could activate right away and you can protect yourself. In a very similar manner in the digital landscape, self-defense is very important. If you're attacked, your data gets breached, or if you get scammed, do you have a protocol that you're going to go by to know exactly what to do in order to kill the problem, stop the problem as fast as possible before you get hacked and exploited to the fullest potential? Do you even know what to do? Not too long ago, I had to put out a fire for a business that was getting scammed like crazy. I had to identify the hack, the target it, and then deal with it to make sure that they're not exploited with their ransom attack. Great, problem solved, business as usual, happy without any problems. Then there's a church that I had to help out recently because they were scammed as well, and I went in and make sure that I provided just quick education and protocols of what to do when these things happen to make sure that the people are protected. Again, do you have a protocol in place if you get hacked, and do you have systems set up to make sure that you're not hacked in the first place? I'll be doing a video on that soon, going through those steps that I've shared with family and shared with businesses, and make it harder for attackers to actually attack them. So that sums it up. Situational awareness, use the discernments, find places of safety, use safe platforms, avoid sketchiness, avoid danger when traveling, and again, self-defense. Have a system in place to protect yourself when things go out of hand. Now, I'm a Christian. If you're a non-Christian, this doesn't make sense to you, you can log off, because I don't want you to see, why are you talking about Christianity? Like, look, I want to protect my people, I want to protect the church, and just in general, I want to make sure you're protected. But ultimately, our protection comes from God. If we stay prayed up, that we know we can walk in the safety of our God who protects us. So seek Him. That's the best and safest place to be. So with that, I do want to hope protection. I hope none of our lives are so brutally attacked by these demons, such as Iryna's life has been taken away. And if you have a close one that you really care about, friends, reach out to them and share this video with them, because I think it's very important that we're just more in tune with the surroundings around us. Don't just check out, but be in tune and be ready at any given time, because no one's really going to protect you except God and your muscles when you're able to. So with that said, much love and blessings to you, and I hope that this sad video, as sad as it is, also reminds us of what we already know. And if you've never heard of this information, well, share this with somebody. I'll be super thankful. Much love. God's blessings to you. Peace out.
If you're a person that has faith, I do encourage you to say a prayer for Iryna Zorutska's family. Heavenly Father, I want to pray for not only Iryna Zorutska, but everybody who travels this train. God, keep them safe. Please, God, help the city of Charlotte to get some more resources, some more money to fund some more security.
And since then, some laws went in effect. North Carolina lawmakers passed Iryna's law, House Bill 307, in response to the fatal stabbing. The law passed by the Republican majority legislature aims to end cashless bail for certain violent offenders and limit judicial discretion in pretrial release decisions. It also mandates more mental health evaluations for defendants charged with violent offenses. The legislation was sent to Governor Josh Stein, who signed it into law on October 3rd, 2025. I mean, that's great. In the same manner, I hope that big tech is more accountable and held more accountable in responding to people that were exposed to threats using their platforms. Because many stuff goes unseen. You censor people while ignore some of the main causes that people get scammed by. Anyway, don't want to get into it, but so far, as a result of this, I'm glad things are heading the right direction, that people are more safe.